Hi, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Dave, and we are the IB English guys, and we are going to do our countdown to paper one. And this is, I think, a series where we're going to explore a text. We're going to read the text aloud, talk about features of the text, explore it, and then leave you with a guiding question so that you can write a paper one.
I love it. Folks, this is video 3 of 20. Remember, we're doing 10 text types, 20 total videos. Make sure you're ready for paper one for the May 2022 section.
That's right. So the text type we're going to talk about today is a website. And we love websites for paper ones. I think the IB loves them. They're multimodal text, they're online text, and this is the essence of Langlit, I think.
Definitely. This means you'll have to be savvy with reading images, you'll have to be able to read text, put it all together, and interpret that multimodal text. Mr. Giles, what are some of the features of websites that we need to be looking out for?
Great question. We want to think about, this is our toolbox. We need to learn a lot of different toolboxes when we study different text types, and this is not any different. So we first have a navigation menu on a website. This is the menu of different pages that make up the website that we can navigate, and we want to think about that.
Yeah, you want to think about the header as well. That's that top section, Mr. Giles, where you'll see the logo, branding information, maybe the navigation hierarchy. It really tells you how to get around the page, so we want to look at the header as well.
Yeah, oftentimes web pages also have a banner, and the banner, again, is that sort of advertising, and it's going to be the sort of title of what this page is going to be about. It'll oftentimes have images as part of the banner, or even sometimes the logo.
Yeah, we talked about the top of the website. You need to look at the bottom too. That's where you'll find the footer. That's where you'll find copyright information. You'll find privacy policies, the logo again probably, and maybe other navigation features that you need to get around. But it really helps increase the usability of the site.
Yeah. Some web pages also have a sidebar, and the sidebar again is giving us different subsections of things that we can look at. Sometimes that sidebar might have something to click on where we can explore different aspects of different subpages.
Speaking of clicking, you'll definitely see these clickable buttons. These are call to action buttons. You know, the website creator, they're putting content out there. They want you to interact with it and do something. So look out for those buttons. That's typically when they want you to get involved and do something.
I like that. You're an active reader when you're on a website. We also have many hyperlinks. We know what hyperlinks are, but we want to think about hyperlinks are, again, links to other sources, other documents, other places to go. This is the rabbit hole, and we want to think about that. Okay.
Yeah, thinking about visuals, definitely want to talk about the logo if there's one there. You know, the logo is critical to the company. It represents them and who they are, their mission, their purpose, their brand. So talk about logos, and definitely look out for other images and icons. You know, as a multimodal text, it's our responsibility as students and as teachers to really consider all those aspects and comment fully on them.
Yeah, and lastly, we want to think about font. We want to think about font size. We want to think about font color, the style of the font.
I would even say weight. Yeah, the weight as well. You know, how thick is that writing?
That's right, and we want to look at how that's put together because that's all part of the sort of design features of the website.
What do you say we try to put all this together, Mr. Giles, and explore a website right now?
That's great. So we've chosen a website. We really like this this organization. This is from Australia. This is from Companion Animal Network in Australia. The first thing we see in this particular website is we see the navigation menu. And again, these are all the different sort of sub pages that they're going to be inviting us to visit when we're looking at. Notice that this particular page is one of many pages that make up the entire website.
That's right. You definitely want to keep that in mind. I like how we have these little aspects in the top right corner. I can share out to Instagram or to Facebook. I can search. There's just so many things I can do at that top, Mr. Giles.
That's right.
Why don't you take about the second one? Let's talk about the banner briefly.
Yeah, the banner, again, is the sort of title of this particular page, and again, our campaigns and resources, and we see this very cute picture that's inviting us to see the relationship between humans and their pets.
I'm sorry, that is a cute dog.
It is.
I like dogs. That's a cute dog. We see the logo here a couple of times at the beginning, and that's a, you know, it really is a play off of the animal's face, and it's also, you know, you could say it's a play off of these joining two people together. You know,
I love that, and the way the logo is the form of a heart. I think that's it's a heart, but it's also
we'll talk about that in our next video in our writing for sure, because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
Mr. Giles, one thing I really like about websites is how they utilize subheadings. Can we talk a little bit about this subheading here and what it does for the website?
Yeah, again, this sort of the first subheading is that positive aging in the company of animals, and how it's again establishing that sort of main topic and connecting this idea of older people and their relationship with animals.
We
That's
noticed the use of color here as well. We're seeing different colors of text. We've seen some white text, some black text, and some orange text. And we want to think about their color choices, why they've made those choices, and how they use that to distinguish different ideas of the website.
Another aspect of this particular website and most online text is the short paragraph. We almost have one sentence paragraphs. Why is that?
Mr. Giles, if there's one thing I've learned in my career as a teacher, is that people don't like to read much, okay? And of course I'm joking, but websites aim to really be clear and concise with language because they know viewers are going to be there for a very short period of time, most likely. So they have to be very efficient, clear, concise with language so they can communicate what they want before the person leaves.
That's right. So each subheading is going to talk about a different topic. Again, we see what we are doing. And again, this is establishing what they actually do. And again, we notice we've integrated an image here and given a statistic.
Yeah, students, we like to think about these subheadings as well because oftentimes these will turn into the topic sentences of your paragraphs. They almost guide you on how to construct your outline. If you're going in a chronological order, top to bottom through the website, pay attention to those subheadings because they probably will tell you the focal area of individual paragraphs.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that the use of that image, the way, and we even have a caption in the image that's talking about those different things, and we see that hyperlink of where we can find out more and read more about this Gail's connection to the aged care accommodation.
Yeah, and also I can't help but notice, I know we're not getting into the features so much, but the word read Gail's story. This is imperative language. It's a command. They're giving us commands. So oftentimes you do see websites commanding us and then utilizing hyperlinks and clickable buttons to encourage action.
That's right. Many of the subheadings are questions where like, how can you help? And again, this is giving us details about, again, this is the part of the call to action, what you can do. And again, we see those commands that you talked about in the sort of bullet points.
Well, that's another interesting feature is that for the organizational aspect is the bullet points. Why use bullet points, Mr. Giles?
Because again, bullet points are like a list. And again, this list of things are the different aspects of things that we can do. And that draws our attention to how these are distinct things we can do. And they're all written with a parallel structure. Share, raise, let, indicate.
Yeah, and it's just another way to make the website much more readable. It organizes content and it just breaks into smaller chunks for the reader to internalize.
And finally, they give us the additional things that we can learn. Again, this is very common in websites. If you want to know more, you need to do these things. And again, this is giving us hyperlinks and different documents and things that we can listen to, we can look at, or we can read, and I really like that.
Yeah, much like a written paper, a website has a sort of a conclusion as well. We see that in the footer, Mr. Giles, where we see the slogan of the company, of the organization, we see the copyright information, we see how to reach out and click to contact them. Again, the shareable buttons, the logo, it's just sort of the conclusion to the website page.
So in conclusion, we have a navigation menu, we've got a banner to talk about, we have several images to talk about. These are features of websites. We also have hyperlinks and things that we can actively click on and read more and see more. We see the logo as well, and color and font. So we're equipped with all these features of this website to talk about.
We can talk about the structure, how it's broken into small sections. We can talk about the subheadings, how they sort of guide the reader through. Mr. Giles, we have the tools, we have the skills to break this down.
So let's read the guiding question, and then you can think about what you would do to create a good response here.
The guiding question reads as follows. How do the text creators use layout and website features to create a call to action and promote its mission? What's on your mind, Giles?
Well, I'm thinking about, first of all, call to action and promote its mission. Again, we're thinking about who made this website, what do they want? And again, this is I think a really compassionate and meaningful organization trying to take care of animals. We like that. This is making the world better. And they've got a strong mission.
Yeah, and this idea, promote its mission, I think that's sort of an encrypted way of saying, what's the purpose? What is the purpose of this organization? What is their mission? And the call to action is sort of, what is the effect that they're trying to evoke in the reader? What do they want you to do? It's choices and effects. There it is.
And the guiding question is always giving us a technical or formal aspect to focus on. And they're telling us to look about the layout and the website features.
So folks, in closing today, we would encourage you to try to write this paper. Set yourself a timer. Of course, the exam time is 75 minutes. We would encourage you to probably set a 60-minute, 65-minute timer, assuming that you've annotated and done all that. And really think about how can you take language features and embed them into a discussion about layout and structure. So think about that. Come on back in a couple days after you've written your paper. Compare your response to our student response. We'll hear the discussion and see how you did. Folks, we'll catch you next time for video 4 of 20.
Thanks, guys.